What's up, guys? So I decided that I was going to make a series here on YouTube about the best ways to go about doing the starting room challenge in Black Ops 4. So once I got Black Ops 4, I got really interested in this challenge on the Zombie World Records website, and I decided that I was going to try to be more competitive in this game and try to get to the top of the leaderboards on mainly Blood of the Dead and keeping my spot there, and also trying the other starting rooms out. So today, for this video, I'm going to be talking the Blood of the Dead starting room challenge. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the loadout before we hop into the game. So preferably, the best starting weapon is going to be the Strife, because it does a lot more damage than the Welling does, and it can be used in the higher rounds. Now obviously it's going to end up becoming a little bit of a pea shooter, but it's a lot better than the Welling for this situation. So in this map starting room, there isn't a perk machine like there is in Voyage, so none of the perks you choose in your loadout are going to matter at all. The next thing is the elixirs that you're going to use, and I'm going to go ahead and explain why you should use these elixirs. So the first one, probably the most important one, is going to be Anywhere But Here, which I haven't been using. I'm not that great at using it, but you should definitely use it in, I'd say, every single zombie game you play. But Anywhere But Here, it's a lot better than it was in Black Ops 3. It makes you completely immune when you're doing it, and once it teleports you to the next place, you're immune for a couple seconds afterwards too. So it's just really good if you get caught in a bad situation, you don't have your specialist, you have nothing to get you out, then you can just click whatever button on your D-pad, it's there, and then you're fine. So the next thing you're going to be using is Burned Out. I think that this is a really good elixir. It's much better than Black Ops 3 because of the new elixir system. If you just while you're training around, you can pop Burned Out if you don't have anything else right then on, and if you get hit, they just burn. It's a pretty good elixir to use. It's one of the better ones. So yeah. Now the next one is going to be Arsenal Accelerator, and this is another very, very important elixir. Arsenal Accelerator, essentially what it does is it makes your specialist weapon charge faster. And now this is really important because this starting room, you're going to be using your specialist a lot, and it's really important that you have it up as soon as possible after you use it, just in case you get in a bad situation. Now the last elixir we're going to be bringing in here is Equipment, and this is really good because your grenades are a very useful tool since all you have are the starting wall weapons and your starting weapon. So you're going to be using those gas grenades a lot, and it definitely helps, and you're going to want those to be recharged quicker. The elixir doesn't recharge it quicker. It just completely resets it, gives you them back, so it's really useful. Now the next thing we're going to talk about is your specialist weapon. As you see here, I'm using the katana because I personally think it is the best out of all of them for this one, specifically because of the level 3 ability, which is just making you completely invisible to the zombies and Brutus. So it's really useful. Yeah, that's what I would use all the time. So now we're going to talk about the Blood of the Dead starting room in general. This starting room, when you look at it, the top and the bottom floor is very, very small. But as you can see from me training down here in this bottom room, it's actually not that bad for training. So the strategy that I have been using is training in the bottom basement of the starting room because it's the best spot to train. The only thing you have to look out for training down here is the back 2 holes in the wall where the zombies spawn through, because while you're running around in the middle of a round, you could be getting back in that back corner, and there's going to be 2 points as you're coming to that side where you can get cut off by a zombie. So that's what you got to be looking out for. You can't be out of it when you're training down here because it is very, very stressful once you get around that back part. So along with that, once you get into the game, you're going to be using the Strife. It is definitely the best gun, like I said earlier, but you're also going to want to buy the RK7 Garrison off the wall because it's even better than the Strife for killing those zombies. So that's another part of the strategy. Now, when you're running around training, you're going to want to use your grenades. And the best grenade for this, I'd say, is the gas grenade. I see a lot of people using the fire grenade, the blue capsule of fire. But I think the gas grenade is better because it can stick to Brutus and it can stick to the hordes of zombies. So if you run out of ammo and you can't go up there to get more ammo for the RK7 Garrison, you can just train up the whole horde of zombies, and while you're on one of the longer sides of the basement, you just turn around and throw the gas grenade, and it'll stick to one of the zombies in the horde, and then they'll all blow up, and that'll give you enough time to go up there. So you're going to be using those a lot, and that's why we brought equipment. Now, you're also going to use it against Brutus, which is the next topic. Now, Brutus is very, very hard. Like, not necessarily hard, but he's a big factor in surviving in this starting room. So Brutus is a pretty powerful special enemy, especially in the starting room because it's a tiny area. So the best method of killing Brutus that I have found is while you're training in the basement. The best way to kill him for the first time, which he spawns around round 6, round 7, and round 8, which is what I found. You're not going to want to use your katana at all up to those rounds 6, 7, and 8, because you can just pull out your katana and slash away at him and kill him. Now, you're not going to be guaranteed in the later rounds when he spawns that you actually have your katana, so if that happens, you're just going to want to train around and throw your gas grenades on Brutus. Now, it's a little bit finicky throwing the gas grenades on Brutus. Sometimes it goes through him. So you want to make sure that you aim perfectly right at his chest. And I'm pretty sure it's 2 or 3 gas grenades and he'll be dead. And if you run out of gas grenades, you can always use your equipment elixir or you can shoot at him. So as you can see there, actually, I completely missed the gas grenade, but yeah. So that's pretty much all for the strategy and dealing with Brutus. So I have a couple bonus tips too. One of them is more like a bonus caution, which is once you kill Brutus and as he's running around, he drops like really big clouds of smoke, and that makes it really, really hard to see through the smoke where the zombies are coming at you. I even had an instance, I don't think it was in this game, where it was right at the spawns that the smokes happened. And so you just got to be careful when you're running around there, running through the smoke, because you can get caught because you didn't see a zombie in there. And the other bonus tip is to use your downs as an advantage. So in the starting room, you are destined to go down eventually. And once you do go down, you need to make sure that you use those pack-a-punched pistols that you get once you go down to kill Brutus, to kill all the zombies around you, so you have an easier time when you get up. You got to use all the ammo in that weapon once you're down. So obviously it's bad to go down and you'd rather not, but once you go down, don't get too down about it, and just make sure you kill Brutus, kill all the zombies in your area. So hopefully this will help you guys with the Blood of the Dead starting room challenge. I'm going to be grinding it out over Thanksgiving break and just every day before then too, trying to get to number 1. And after I get number 1 on Blood of the Dead, or close to number 1, I'm going to be trying Voyage of Despair next. And then after I get decent at Voyage of Despair, I'm going to make another guide for that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one.